Floyd Mayweather for being in Diddy's faction during a new digital broadcast. Tyson examined Diddy's personality and activities regardless of their well established companionship. His comments, bound with both frustration and trustworthiness, shed light on the confounded connection between the two. While Tyson considered their common history, he didn't avoid tending to the discussions that have followed Diddy all through his profession. This story, which addresses a portion of the hazier components of the diversion world, defines an immediate boundary between Mayweather, quite possibly of the best fighter in history, and Diddy, figure who has for quite some time been a predominant power in music and business. The case coming from, in all honesty, Mike Tyson, a boxing legend himself, has brought up difficult issues. Yet, what precisely did Tyson uncover, and how profound is this snare of supposed violations? Though Mike Tyson blamed Floyd Mayweather for being associated with a portion of the crimes that have purportedly whirled around Diddy for quite a long time, while Tyson has forever been known for his unfiltered and striking character, these claims appear to take the contention to another level, especially as they interface Mayweather to high-profile wrongdoings. As per Tyson, the undefeated fighter knew about or was possibly complicit in exercises connected with Diddy's supposed bad behaviors. Tyson's charges propose that Mayweather might have had a more private and maybe stealthy relationship with Diddy than recently suspected. He implied that Mayweather's monetary and transactions could have crossed with criminal endeavors, especially those purportedly coordinated by Diddy. The violations being referred to stay unclear, yet murmurs of blackmail, racketeering, and even associations with savage occurrences have flowed inside specific circles for a really long time. So how does Floyd Mayweather fit into this story? As per Tyson, Mayweather's well-established fellowship with Diddy goes far more profound than the public relationship they've depicted. Tyson charges that Mayweather has been conscious of a portion of Diddy's supposed unlawful exercises for quite a long time, and Flay even had an impact in aiding conceal specific dealings. Mayweather's ostentatious way of life and close associations with different high-profile figures in the two games and diversion have consistently drawn public fascination anyway. Tyson's cases infer that Mayweather's riches and impacts may not be exclusively the result of his boxing profession and shrewd speculations. Rather, the claims propose that he might have profited from or been complicit in Diddy's supposed criminal domain. One of the critical parts of Tyson's claims is the idea that Mayweather worked with a portion of Diddy's obscure transactions. Tyson implied that Mayweather, with his admittance to gigantic riches and worldwide impact, could have given monetary cover to a portion of Diddy's not exactly genuine tasks. Whether this implies tax evasion, working with unlawful arrangements, or essentially utilizing his status to safeguard Diddy from examination is muddled clear, yet the allegations are cursing regardless. While the actual charges are stunning, many have scrutinized Tyson's thought processes in approaching with these cases. Tyson and Mayweather have had a convoluted relationship throughout the years, frequently exchanging pokes both strict and non-literal in the public eye. Mayweather, who highly esteems his undefeated record, has long professed to be the best fighter ever, a title that many actually hold for Tyson conceivable. Tyson's disclosures are somewhat determined by private ill will. The two men have been predominant players in the game of boxing. Yet their vocations have followed unfathomably various ways. Tyson, whose own profession was defaced by outrage and legitimate difficulties, could consider this to be a valuable chance to strike at Mayweather's apparently unapproachable picture. That said, Tyson's choice to embroil Mayweather in such serious charges isn't one he would probably trifle with. Tyson himself has been associated with sufficient debate to comprehend the heaviness of his words, particularly while making claims that could seriously harm Mayweather's standing and possibly leads to lawful results. Since Tyson's unstable meeting, the public response has been one of shock and extreme hypothesis. Both Mayweather and Diddy have stayed quiet about the charges, neither affirming nor denying Tyson's cases anyway. This quiet has just powered further interest in the story as fans and pundits, the same inquiry whether there's reality behind the cases. Online entertainment has been abuzz with conversations for certain clients upholding Mayweather and Diddy, while others express questions about the authenticity of their neat and tidy public pictures. Paranoid notions have likewise been widespread, with different clients highlighting past occurrences that could recommend an example of sketchy way of behaving, including the two men. However, Tyson's reactions could originate from individual perception and experience. It's critical to recognize the intricacies inside his own story, set apart by well-established claims of abuse that have followed him for quite a bit of his life. Still, Tyson's ascent in the midst of this hurricane features a rising examination look by noticeable figures in the music business and how their lives can emphatically move in simply a question of days as two transcending figures in their separate fields. It's not really shocking that Mike Tyson and Diddy would ultimately run into each other and start up relationship, the two symbols of worldwide eminence. They much of the time ended up at select occasions blending inside a similar high-profile circles. Anyway, Tyson's view of Diddy moved decisively following one remarkable experience. Hello, listen intently. In light of the fact that everything I'm going to say to you is something you certainly don't have any desire to mispicture this, a private behind-scenes discussion is surfaced, and it's flipping all that we assumed we had some awareness of the diversion world topsy-turvy. You know how Diddy has consistently conveyed that quality of secret and power, right? Well, prepare on the grounds that Gan Bargain has supposedly dropped a sensation that is sending shock waves through the business, assuming that you've been holding an ear to the ground. You realize Gan Bargain isn't any irregular voice in the group. He's somebody who's been in a mess, seen it all firsthand with an insider viewpoint that the vast majority can dream about. At the point when Gene purportedly indicated that Diddy could be gazing intently at a few serious legitimate results of this September, the business rushed to pay heed. As per Gene's cases, something major is fermenting in the background, supposedly including a capture. And in addition to any capture, this is Diddy we're discussing quite possibly of the most powerful figure in diversion, possibly confronting a great fall. You can barely comprehend the out-of-control fire of hypothesis that has followed. Individuals are humming bits of gossip flying, and it's hard not to get cleared up in the show. However, we should stop briefly. Ponder what this could truly mean. Diddy has been a transcending figure for quite a long time, practically distant in music business, and his whole open picture. The simple thought that he may be confronting a blow of this size is stunning, yet here we are with these twirling charges, holding everybody's consideration, and the plot just thickens from here. Gan Bargain isn't hauling these cases all of a sudden. As per him, there's weight behind them, something that has been stewing for a long while. This isn't some impromptu allegation purportedly grounded in situation and have developed in the background, stowed away from general visibility as of recently. That works everything out such that convincing envision yourself in Gene's position, supposedly sitting on this data, and afterward at last choosing to lift the shade so that the world might be able to see the pressure encompassing this present circumstance is now that the story is out in the open. The aftermath will undoubtedly be gigantic. Individuals are now picking sides, scrutinizing who's coming clean, and attempting to sort out what's truly occurring. At the focal point, all things considered, is Diddy, a figure who has employed colossal power throughout recent years under a magnifying glass that could stir everything up. We should not fail to remember Diddy has for quite some time been an image of progress, power, and impact. The possibility that that could purportedly unwind is all excessively enormous. To completely get a handle on Gan Bargain has apparently released a downpour of interest, leaving everybody scrambling to translate its suggestions. The murmurs and hypotheses are mounting, alluding to a significant disclosure that could host huge repercussions for all gatherings included. This makes what is going on so arresting and absolutely unmissable. We end up as eager and anxious as can be enthusiastically anticipating the following turn. The air is accused of unease and expectation, sufficiently overwhelming to detect. Discussions are humming, reports are flowing, and everybody is sorting out. The riddle quality has apparently dissipated at this point. In the midst of this hurricane, one truth stands apart. Obviously, something fantastic is not too far off. The protector, who has remained to some degree a disputable figure since heading out in different directions from Diddy, talked freely about his interests in regards to Diddy's way of life and the continuous examinations encompassing. He recommended that Diddy's previous activities and current debates would probably prompt critical lawful repercussions, anticipating that a capture was unavoidable.